I'm hoping to gain quite a few things from today actually, and I already have. So as I said, the toolkit and strategy is to try and implement oracy at the core of every lesson that I teach. Additionally, trying to think of ways to impart what I've learned to every member of staff who's willing to listen, and also trying to promote oracy in the most holistic sense possible, so that students and teachers and SLT and the whole community benefit from oracy in the most productive sense.
I've read about it and seen quite a lot of research, being to School 21 as well, and I loved what they were doing, and I wanted to bring some of that excitement back to our school. Our school is a different demographic, and certainly oracy is a way to push those children in our area up the skill set.
Oracy is important for many reasons. Myself, I came from a working class background, and I felt when I was making that step up from sixth form to university, I wasn't equipped with the oracy skills needed to be a really confident speaker. So from my own experience, it's been proven to me that students really need to know how to speak confidently in all sorts of subjects and all sorts of audiences.
If they've got it in their head, they can articulate it, and the language they use is of a really good quality, then they can present themselves on written form, in spoken form, in any form, and that's the ideal pupil we want to send out from our school.
The biggest takeaway for me is that it's really changed the way that I approach my teaching. And I think it's made my classroom a much more student-centred place rather than teacher-led. I find I'm doing less talking in class because they're doing more talking, and I'm seeing my students take much more ownership over their learning as a result.
It is the first step. You know, if you can't speak, then you can't read. If you can't speak, then you can't write. And actually, it's the foundation for everything else.
Hello. So are you ready? What is it that brings you to the Speaking Summit today?
Well, my school have been part of the Oracy Hub this year, the Camden Oracy Hub. So we've already begun to use oracy throughout our school as part of our curriculum. So it was the obvious step was to come along here today to seek inspiration and to look for ideas to bring oracy back into our school to help the teachers as well, to encourage them to be part of our oracy journey.
And there's one thing that I find interesting is who's talking and who has a right to a voice. So we want in our school for everyone to feel like they have a voice in society when they grow up, and a voice in the school, whoever they are. And I think hopefully through really valuing oracy and making sure that everybody is doing it, and not like just it's not that some children are unwilling to talk because they are too shy. I think that's too simplistic. I think a lot of people don't know how to express themselves or don't feel like they've got the tools to say something valuable, or that they'll be laughed at. So I think what oracy helps with is skilling up those children and providing scaffolds just like you would in maths and English and other subjects, so that everyone can participate and everyone's voice can be heard. Yeah.
And what do you think has helped raise the status of oracy in your school?
I think there's a few things. So having an oracy lead has been important, because I am a kind of point of contact if people have any questions. I've been able to deliver specialised training, and it's sort of saying that there's a role to be done here, which is important. And I've also kind of worked with individual teachers and coached them and things. I think we've had it on the appraisal process, which has been quite important. So everybody at the beginning of the year had to rank themselves on where they felt they were in teaching oracy. And then when we had formal lesson observations, that was a kind of lesson study approach where with your parallel teacher, you had to design a lesson that included oracy strategies, but that was left very broad. So this kind of feeling of innovation around oracy has really kept the impetus going, because people have had to kind of adapt it to their pedagogy and use it to make their teaching better in a kind of an authentic way. And then we've also done kind of high profile events that involve oracy, like we did a World Speech Day, which was kind of a spontaneous Speaker's Corner style thing where we set up loads of stages around the school and children could just have a go doing speeches. And we did a whole really impressive science exhibition all around voice, listening, hearing, speaking. Every single year group did a project on one aspect of that. Like my year group did the anatomy of the mouth and the ear, but other year groups did things like the history of communication through the ages. So everything was related to oracy.
And then just quickly, what's the biggest takeaway from this year as an oracy leader? That it's okay to be innovative, that getting children actively involved in their learning can be done through oracy, that language development is really important for children's progress. And that I really believe that it's an important thing. Thank you, that's fine. Oh yeah, sorry. That's all right.
Seeing what you can do with
I know.
an iPhone.
These things are so good.